Hi, in today's tutorial we will mainly see how to implement execute file and spawn, which are the child processes. In our previous video we have already checked how to use fork and how to debug and also how to write the unit test cases for fork. So let's jump into today's section. Before that, don't forget to subscribe to CodeSpace. So in order to use execute, we need to import child process, then .execute, and it takes first argument as the command which we want to use, like ls, pwd, or like even we can write node and some child process. And then the second part is the callback, which returns either error or standard output or standard error from the command. Like I used some bad file and that is emitting out something like console.log, then in that case it will be in standard out, and if it is emitting some error like console.error, then it will be on standard error. So once we run it, so we can see that it has returned all the, so the standard out has returned all the files which is present here, like node modules, package.json, package log.json, and our src and test files. In a similar fashion, execute file is also used to execute some command like ls or pwd or any other programs, like even we can invoke a Java or Python script. But the main difference between execute and execute file is we can pass an argument. So if I run it, we can see that standard output and it printed proper output. So next we have is like spawn. So either we can import it in this way or we can use like child process or spawn. So it's up to the developer how he wants to implement it. Then we can create or invoke the child process like spawn, then ls or pwd to show the path, or like we can invoke or create another node application like spawn node app2.js and assign it to child process, and whatever is emitted or whatever is the output from pwd will be present on data, and if there is any error then it will be present in standard error, and on closing it will be on child process terminated with some message. So let's check how it works. So here message will be a buffer, so in that case we need to convert it to message.toString, but in case of this it's already in a string format. So if I run node app.js, so we can see that message from child is the path. There is d workspace, CodeSpace, then we had node init2. This is node init2, the whole path. And if I remove toString and run the application, so we can see that it returned a buffer. And if you want to learn the difference between spawn, execute file and fork, then I had already made a video on this. I will put the link in the description below. So that's all for this tutorial. See you again in next video. Till then, have a nice day. And don't forget to subscribe to CodeSpace.